Let's travel back in time to Friday evening.
Yes.
For
I
what
took the
is what Smitty take credit where
That's me.
credit is due? Yes.
My credit. Why am I taking credit?
Hashtag dominate the rate.
Oh, yes, I've I had to I was actually bored. Well, I made up dominate the rate last year, I think, just for the fuck of it, but
Oh,
before the game, I traveled into Chicago. My train gets me there about noon. Grab some Chinese food at my favorite hole in the wall Chinese joint, Silk Road. Please go there, Silk Road. It's right off of LaSalle. I'm afraid they're going to go out of business. So the next time I try to go there when I'm in town, they won't be around. So, best spicy chicken in the world. I was just killing time before my could check into my hotel. Fortunately, you got out of work early. So, we both headed down to the rate by I think you were there by 4:45 or so. So
yeah. I was there. Yeah, we
I
were
was there a
doing
little bit
good.
early, so I was taking pictures of all the statues around, trying to learn all the history. So you can check all that out on Twitter. But I was check out the hashtag dominate the rate if you want to see all that shit and everything else from that evening. But yeah, your brilliant idea, or maybe it was both of ours, was to wait for the secondary ticket market to collapse, as it definitely did. As I think at that point you're on a 8-game losing streak, so we were able to procure reasonably priced scout seats, which I didn't. I had heard of scout seats before, but I had never dreamed that I would actually sit there because they are the ones you see on television right behind home plate, with access to the most fancy restaurant, lounge, buffet, bar you can imagine, right in the bowels of behind home plate and guaranteed rate. Very nice experience. It was a little chilly, but it wasn't. It was, I guess, by the end. But the key was in-seat service, beverage service. I got a Polish width that I was a little bit disappointed in. Not quite the same as from the portable there over on
No.
the third base side, but still, it was given to me. It was part of our package deal, and someone brought it to me instead of having to go get it, which is just ridiculous. But yeah, it was a premium experience by far. Our seats were incredible. Our seats weren't quite as incredible as we thought. We sat in the
Oh, yeah.
apparently there's two sections to the scout seats, and we didn't realize that. So you sat in what were we, row 5?
Yeah, we were row 5. We were on TV in the wrong seats, but
Yeah, and
not
then
on TV in
we had to
in
move
the right
slight.
seat.
Yeah, a very polite father carrying his baby told us we were in the wrong seats, so we had to move over a couple just across the aisle. But alas, we were not on television, so your socks type thing hat that you're wearing right now could not get on TV.
Boo.
But yeah, I've been fairly close at other games at Wrigley. Nothing quite like that, and certainly no all-inclusive experience. So that was a whole new thing for me. We definitely partook our fair share of frosty beverages and snacks and foods. It was pretty awesome, and happened to be the best game that the White Sox had played, or at least the most competitive game I think they'd played all week. So
Yeah,
a
exactly.
3-2 final with, unfortunately for you, Isak Paredes. I guess that's unfortunately for me too, as he should be a Detroit Tiger right now if Avila hadn't traded him away. But what can you do? Hit the game-winning home run in the ninth. I think you were in the bathroom, were you? Or were you going to get another beer? Or you missed? I don't think you saw that, or maybe I'm misremembering my
Eh,
drunken haze. But
Maybe
yeah, I think you came.
I think I
You
was
heard it
walking
in.
up as it happened
I think you heard it on the
from the
radio, like
bathroom.
in the bathroom. I think that's what you told me. But
The grave man came in
yeah,
and just like he did yesterday. He did that yesterday too. Came in and let up a home run.
yeah, that's what he's good for these
Yeah.
days. But I don't know. Do you have anything else to say about the?
Oh
I just
yeah, I
described it. I think
mean,
it's your
uh,
game, your
I know,
boys.
no, you were. I was letting you go,
All
man.
right.
Yeah, so we played the just. I don't know how much we should give away on this, but when we first looked at the tickets, they were, in the 200 range, and in a matter of 3 days,
Oh, dollars.
they had plummeted to $135 before service charges. So
Yeah. And we were
when we
joking.
did,
I've actually, disgusting as it sounds, I've actually paid almost that much for bleacher seats at Wrigley before for like a St. Louis series or something. So that,
yeah,
I mean, that's an outrage. It's still not like a a minimal amount, but for the value, that was ridiculous. Like what was all included. So I feel
Yeah,
like we ripped them off. I ripped off the White Sox.
yeah.
I feel
We
good
also,
about that.
it was really funny. Just we walk in and there's like four people standing there, and Smitty and I are like, "What the fuck is going
Yeah,
on?"
they had
They're like,
four greeters, like
"Yeah,
very well dressed, yeah, greeters, I guess, and they're all just
yeah.
like waiting for us. But yeah, I'm
Welcome
like,
to the stadium club
I'm
or to
just,
the scout seats. How many in your party today?"
yeah, I'm just dressed as skateboarding slob as I normally am, and I'm like, I'm underdressed. Like this is too nice. What's going on here? But
And then we
yeah.
promptly said, "Two and bring us beers every 15 minutes."
Yeah, the wait staff was awesome. They were really fun and
Yeah.
kind and generous and good with their service. So that was great.
But the start of the game, I think we can agree, and we were in prime seats for the start of this game, was very strange.
Yeah.
Um, there was like a Rosarena stole second and cut his head open on the helmet, bouncing back into his forehead. So like then the game was delayed.
Got to be careful with that shit.
He got back out there,
You should
and
wear
then
helmet straps.
they actually, I mean, seriously.
That happens
And
to
then
Akil Badu all the time from the Tigers. Like he's kind of famous for his helmet falling off every time he runs, no matter what the distance is. It will come off. So he could
right.
use the strap. How
Exactly.
cool would
Keep
that
that
be?
on. Then. Keep that on. Or get a tighter helmet. I don't know.
I didn't realize he cut him. Like
Yeah.
Rosarina actually cut him. There's a lot of things I didn't really realize because I don't have the best vision, and of course, you're at the game, so I get a lot better idea of what's really happening when I have the radio or the television telling me what the fuck's going on. But see, I was unaware of that. I was also confused by the next dramatic event. I think you were about to get to.
Yeah. And then there's like two things. There's two things that happen. First, then the next thing that occurs is we're in between innings and the clock is running out for the in between inning clock. And the Rays are missing two of their outfilders, one being a Rosarena.
Yeah.
So
He's getting stitched up.
Grifal comes out and is like, is that a ball for my player, my first batter? I mean, what's the rule here? Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And nothing comes of it. So fine, whatever. And then Lewis Robert, a couple batters later, gets drilled in the back. Not really aware of any sort of gripe. I'm like I re-looked at because we were asking each other, we weren't sure what's going on. There's really nothing from the night before.
Or the previous series, maybe, but
yeah, and the warnings were issued, which
that's what set Grifal off.
Grifal gets set off because the Sox got issued a warning, not necessarily that the Sox are going to retaliate, but the fact that if I think he was more concerned, Lucas Giolito up until that game had hit a batter in every one of his outings. And I think he was just like, that's, and it is kind of, I think it is kind of BS when the first guy gets hit and they issue warnings right away.
Well, yeah, I think everyone on the opposing team like hates that rule or hates when that happens because it is bullshit. It's tough for the umpires though. Like when if they think there is something weird going on, and I think there had to be some. I don't think that it just came out of nowhere that they just wanted to start issue warnings. People get hit all the time, and there are automatic warnings. So there must have been a little more to it, but still, it is unfair to the opposing team. Like, well, you just hit our guy, and now we get penalized if we make a mistake now. So
yeah,
that makes much more sense because I was so confused at the time, like what was going on. Why Pedro Grifal was absolutely losing his shit to the point where he was ejected from the ball game.
And the guy, so that was his second night in a row getting ejected.
Was it second? Okay.
Yeah, so he had got ejected the night before by the same umpire.
Really? That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if we got like Ozzie Guillen, was it Ozzie Guillen and Hunter Wendelstaff or something? Or Joe West had some sort of run in where he
there's always more context than we're ever aware of.
Yeah.
And we rarely get the full insight into what those personal beefs are, but that's interesting.
But long story short, it was a really fun evening. We lived like kings. I would
Yes.
recommend if you can, get
You
some
use
crazy deal.
you use StubHub, right? Is
Yeah,
that
I
what you
use
said?
StubHub. I
Yeah.
use StubHub for the next night too. I mean, these tickets are insane.
Yeah, I would
So,
recommend StubHub for sure because that was the deal of a lifetime.
but long story short, we couldn't bring home the win, and the Sox lost 3-2.
Word Hole Media.